A military ambulance silently rolling into the Special Forces training complex of South Korea's 5th Division has shaken the entertainment world. Inside, one of BTS's most beloved figures, Park Jimin, is allegedly lying down. No warning, no official news, no clarity. Is it true that Jimin is now lying weak in intensive care? And why are Bang Si-hyuk and Jungkook showing signs of near uncontrollable panic and shock? What is really happening behind the silent walls of the South Korean military? This silence feels suspicious. In a world that relies heavily on digital communication, when a global figure like Jimin suddenly disappears, suspicion is certainly not an overreaction. The fact that there has been no clarification from the military, Big Hit Music, or HYB labels strengthens the assumption that this is more than just a minor injury or ordinary exhaustion. Bang Si-hyuk, the founder of HYB, known for being vocal and proactive in handling BTS-related crises, reportedly held an emergency meeting just hours after the leak. About Jimin's condition spread on social media. An internal source stated that Bang PD looked unlike his usual self, pacing back and forth in his office, making repeated phone calls, even instructing all staff not to leak anything outside. If this isn't panic, then what is? On the other hand, Jungkook's reaction was more emotional. He was absent from a training session just a day after the military medical vehicle was spotted. A sudden leave request submitted without explanation raised suspicion among some military colleagues. Some claimed Jungkook tried to visit Jimin secretly, violating the strict military protocol. Could it be that the youngest BTS member could not hold himself back upon learning his closest friend might be in critical condition? In a leaked training video circulating on social media, Jungkook was seen writing something on the back of his notebook. The faint words, "Gone wait for me a little longer," could be read when zoomed in. Fans immediately linked it to Jimin's condition. It didn't take long before the hashtags #GetWellSoonJimin and #StayStrongJungkook trended globally, reflecting the unrest of millions of anxious hearts. The situation grows more complicated due to the lack of official information. BTS and Big Hit's social media accounts only repost old content. No new uploads, no statements or clarifications. Just silence. Even in an industry used to polishing every crisis with careful public communication, the absence of an official narrative makes things even more suspicious, even more shocking. A source from HYB staff confirmed that Jimin and Jungkook had recorded an emotional duet a few weeks before entering military service. The song has never been released. After the last recording, Jimin reportedly said softly, "Take care, Jungkook," a goodbye that felt like a premonition. Had Jimin sensed something from the start? Amid the storm of public anxiety, serious speculation has arisen about Jimin's mental health. He has long been known as a sensitive individual who often bears the emotional burden of the group. In several interviews before enlisting, Jimin had revealed he was experiencing insomnia and heavy psychological pressure, especially under the weight of global expectations. Now, those concerns seem to take form. Fans in 18 countries held solidarity actions, from interfaith prayers, donations to mental health services, to support trucks parked in front of HYB's building. Their message is one: we don't want rumors, we want certainty. Yet, the biggest question is directed at HYB's communication strategy. Why has Bang Si-hyuk not said a single word? Is he silent because the situation is too serious to disclose? Or because nothing is actually happening and this is just a manufactured crisis to maintain BTS's relevance during their hiatus? Many have begun to highlight how the Jimin is sick narrative has spiraled wildly on social media without a single valid confirmation. Video clips, posts from fan accounts, and unofficial analysis have become the foundation of this global panic. Why are Korea's mainstream media reporting this explicitly? And if Jimin really is in critical condition, could such massive information truly be hidden completely? There's also speculation that this is part of a subtle marketing strategy. An emotional narrative crafted to maintain public attention on BTS while they undergo military service, which virtually halts promotional activities. Is this strategic communication from the management team? Or are we truly facing a severe health crisis? It's still too early to tell what's true. But this is where information awareness becomes crucial. The public must distinguish fact from fiction wrapped in emotion. We need to ask, who first spread this information? What's their motive? Who benefits most if attention on BTS surges during their downtime? But now, let's pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is all of this real? Or are we trapped in a narrative designed to manipulate public attention? Because behind all the speculation about Jimin's worsening condition, behind Jungkook's emotional response, and Bang Si-hyuk's stony silence, lies a much bigger question. Are we witnessing reality, or merely a fictional story amplified by algorithms and mass emotionality? Let's examine the root of this global panic. A TikTok clip from an unofficial account, video snippets from YouTube, long assumption-filled threads on Twitter, and emotional posts from fans filled with love and fear. All of these have become the foundation of the grand narrative now shaking millions. But let's be honest, how much of that information is truly verified? What percentage of it comes from official institutions, the Korean military, Jimin's family, or Big Hit? Aren't we too quick to believe? It's very easy to get swept up in a wave of mass emotion, especially when someone we love and admire is said to be deteriorating. We want to believe it because we care. But has that care blinded our critical reasoning? When there isn't a single official statement supporting this news, why do so many of us instantly believe it? Could it be that this crisis is born from our need for drama? Are we, unknowingly, creating and consuming tragedy as a form of covert entertainment? These questions matter. Urgently so. Because if we don't ask them, we will continue to fall prey to manipulative waves of information. Just look at how this news evolved. From one possibly inaccurate video, it went viral. From one thread full of speculation, it became fact in the minds of millions. Social media is no longer just a place for sharing information. It has become a multiplier of narratives, true or false. And in many cases, like this Jimin issue, feelings spread faster than proof. So how do we know if this is real? The answer is simple but hard to accept. We don't know for sure, not yet. And precisely for that reason, it's important to refrain from drawing conclusions. We must develop a healthy skepticism. Not a cynical skepticism that rejects everything, but one that understands not all we see, read, and feel is the truth. Why is Bang Si-hyuk silent? It could mean many things. Maybe the situation is dire and needs secrecy. But it could also be because there's nothing going on. When we secretly hope for bad news just to have our speculation confirmed, is that empathy or just a subconscious urge to turn tragedy into emotional consumption? Don't get me wrong. This is not an accusation. It's an invitation to reflect. We've all been caught in the emotional euphoria shaped by media. We've all wanted to be the first to know, without truly asking, how do we know? Let's examine this narrative point by point. Is it true that the medical vehicle carried Jimin? No official witness. Is it true Jungkook took leave to visit Jimin? No military confirmation that is it true the "wait for me a little longer" note was meant for Jimin? No explicit proof that is it true Jimin recorded a final emotional song with a premonition? No official release, just a source from within. Each of those points contains unproven assumptions, yet how easily we accept them as truth. Because emotional narratives are easier to believe than cold, rational ones. Now we invite you, dear reader, to ask, are you truly sure Jimin is in critical condition? Is Jungkook's reaction evidence? Or just an interpretation of expressions we saw on camera? Does Bang Si-hyuk's silence reflect urgency, or simply indicate there's nothing to say? Have you considered that all this might just be the result of a collective imagination fueled by algorithms? Or are we becoming victims of an industry's need to keep the spotlight burning, even when the stage is momentarily empty due to military service?